Welcome to the second part of how to play guitar. Today I'm going to show you how to do some guitar techniques before you actually learn how to play the guitar and how to play song. This is How to Play Guitar, Part 2 by Divan Erasmus. I'm going to show you the first technique. This technique is called sustain. It's basically just holding a note. So you can go to your, if you can see my guitar properly, that is the first fret, second fret, third fret, fifth fret, seventh fret. So if you play the third fret on the E flat string and you hold that note. So this string, if you hold this note, I'm just going to hold it and I'm going to play it. That's a sustain. So you put your finger, play the note, keep your finger there until the note is done. That's a sustain. And you hit the string and keep your finger on that string. That's a sustain. Okay, let's continue to do the next technique. So yeah, this is the second technique I'm going to show you. So keeping in mind, if we already said that this is your first finger, this is your second finger, this is your third finger, this is your fourth finger, you need to use all four of these fingers. And this technique I'm going to show you is called shifting, and you would have to use these four fingers to actually go up and down your neck of your guitar in the designated area. So if you can have one finger on one fret, the second finger on its fret, and then a third finger on its own fret, and then your last finger on its own fret, then that is the way that shifting will work. So you have to have your fingers aligned with the frets and then be able to move around where your finger needs to go, where your fingers needs to go next. So keeping that in mind is my first finger is on the fifth fret. I'll put it on the fifth fret so you can see 5, and then that's the sixth fret, that's the seventh fret, and then I put it on the 8th fret, my pinky. So if you can move your fingers around and then play, then that is what you need to do. So move your fingers around so you can be able to play any note as it is given in the next courses. So for now, just get used to making sure that your fingers are in its anchor zones, as so to speak. So if a note needs to be played in the 12th fret, which is here, then you need to move your finger, your first finger, to the 12th fret, and then be ready to play it. Be ready to play that. So, and then if your second finger needs to play the 13th fret, then you can play it. If your third finger needs to play the 14th fret, you just play it. And if your last pinky needs to play the 15th fret, then you can play it. So that is basically shifting. So this is all for shifting. Now we'll move on to the next technique. Okay, now I'm going to show you the technique of hammer-ons and pull-offs. It's a little bit challenging, but if I put my finger on any string, on any frets, I'm going to make sure that it's this 3 fret distance. So let me just put my fingers on either side of 5. So I'm putting it on string A. So my first finger, which is this finger, first finger is on 4. Oh, sorry, this is 9. That is 9. So if that is 9, it means that we're doing it next to, either side of 9, the 9th fret, and basically I'm gonna put my first finger on the string A on the 8th fret. So string A on 8th fret. And now I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with my third finger, because the second finger should normally go in the middle. So we will not use the 9th fret, so we're going to cancel that out. And now I'm going to put my third finger also on string A, but on the 10th fret. So now let's go. I'm going to show you what is a hammer-on. Hammer-on, you have to basically, when you put your finger on the fret you want to play and you pick it, so let's say I pick it, so let's say I'm picking the string, but with the same time as I'm picking it, I want to play the 10th fret, also the A string. So then I'm gonna pick it, so you can basically, you have to do it quite quickly, and that is called a hammer-on. So play it, okay, that is, see, there we go, that is what you do. You play 2 notes, you only pick once. So 2 notes, that is a hammer-on. So I didn't have to let go of my finger here. So if I see, I can still let it play without me removing. And now we're going to do a pull-off. So this technique, I'm going to show you how to do hammer-ons and pull-offs. I just showed you how to do a hammer-on. Now I'm going to show you how to do a pull-off. So pull-off is basically the same technique I just showed you, but in reverse. So instead of putting your finger down, you will play your finger down and then lift it up. Okay, so put your finger down, both fingers. Remember, like I said, put your first finger, which is this is your first finger. You put that on the, I believe that's the 8th fret, and then also your third finger. Remember, the second finger we don't use because the 9th fret is not being used. So now I'm gonna put my third finger on the 10th fret, and I'm gonna put it also on the A string, the same as my first finger. So now what I do is I play it with both fingers down. Both fingers are down. So this is a technique called the pull-off. The pull-off. So now we're gonna put both fingers on the guitar face and neck and frets, and now I'm going to play the note, and that is a pull-off. So when you pick the note, you only pick it once, and you're playing 2 notes by just removing one finger. So that's a pull-off. Okay, so thank you for watching this technique on hammer-ons and pull-offs. Now let's move on to the next technique. Now I'm going to show you another guitar technique, the 4th technique so far, and it's called slide. So slide. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it easy. I'm going to put my finger on the fat string, which is the E fat string at the top. My first finger, remember, I'm just going to make sure that you know where I am so you can follow. And basically I'm going to do from the 3rd fret until the 7th fret, I'm going to slide my finger. After picking, remember, picking is this. This is your pick. Your pick. So you're picking, that means pick. So I'm going to put my finger, my first finger, on the 3rd fret, and then I'm going to move all the way down after picking it until the 7th fret. Let's try that. So from the 3rd, let's go. This is called a slide. That's a slide. I did it a bit slow. I'm going to do it again. Now what I did is I just went from 7, the 7th fret. I went all the way back to the 3rd fret. So I'm gonna do it in reverse also. So from the 7th until the 3rd. That's a slide. So one finger on one fret, and then moving from each fret until you reach the 7th fret. So 3 till 7, from 7 back till 3. 3 to 7, 7 back to 3. That's called a slide. Let's move on to the next technique. This is the next technique I'm going to show you for the guitar techniques, and this one is the 5th one. It's called bends. So this is where I'm going to show you how to bend a string while playing it. So remember to use your 3rd finger to play the note and then start bending it, and then you can use the rest of your fingers to assist with bending it. So use your 3rd finger. The thing to keep in mind is to use your 3rd finger to play the note, and to use your 1st and 2nd finger to assist with getting the right pitch. Because some of the notes that you have to bend and the strings you have to bend, you have to get the right tone, and sometimes you need to have more than one finger just to reach that tone. So what I would suggest is that we will start at 9. We will just do 9. So the 9th fret. I'm gonna put my 3rd finger. I'll put it on the string, which is the D string. So D for delta, the 4th string. So it's not the fat string, not the E string, not the A string, but the D string. So just below the 2 top strings, I'm gonna put my 3rd finger on the 9th fret. Now I'll show you how a bend looks like. So use your 3rd finger to play it. That's a bend. That's a bend. So now I'm going to use the rest of my fingers to help me create this bend and make the pitch even, higher. So remember, I'm playing the note with my 3rd finger. It's the most easiest way to play it with your 3rd finger, because your 1st finger and your 2nd finger can assist. So let's do that again. As you see, that the pitch is much higher than playing it with one finger. One finger you can reach the pitch, but with 3 fingers you can easily reach a higher pitch. So thank you for watching. This is the 5th technique, which is bends. Now let's move on to the next one. Hi, this is the next guitar technique number 6, and this is called harmonics. Harmonics is basically putting your finger very lightly on the string without letting your string touch the body of the guitar. So I'm just going to show you how light it is. So without letting your guitar touch the body, I'm just going to put my finger on it. As you can see, it's on the string, but it's not pressed against the guitar. See, do not press it like that against the guitar. So just put your finger lightly on the string, and now we're going to play harmonics. You can choose anywhere you want any fret to play. I'm going to play fret number 7, and now I'm going to show you what harmonics is. So remember, this is your pick, and now I'm going to pick. This is picking the string. So I'm putting my finger very lightly, not even touching the body of the guitar, or should I say the neck of the guitar. And now I'm gonna play harmonics. So with harmonics you need to release your finger. Once as soon as you hit the string, your finger has to release simultaneously, which means that picking and releasing should go at once. So let's try it. And that is how you play it. This is the 7th technique I'm going to show you, which is called palm mutes. So the 7th technique, palm mutes, basically take your hand and, as they say, put your palm on the bridge. So I'm putting my palm on the bridge, touching the strings. I'm touching the strings with my palm. So touching the strings, now you're ready to play a palm note. So I'm going to play number 15, the 15th fret. As you can hear, it's muted. The note is muted because my palm is on the strings. You can still hear the note, but it's not as clear as it would be if I removed my palm. So let's say I remove my palm and I play the 15th fret. That is what it would sound like. So palm mute, you put your palm on the string and then you play it. That is a palm mute. That is all for this technique on palm mutes. This is the next guitar technique. This is called Tremolo, the 8th technique I'm going to show you. As I said, it's called Tremolo. 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 So what you need to keep in mind is when you play a tremolo, you need, before you pick the string, make sure that your pick is kind of tilted downwards. So don't play it straight, tilt it downwards. So now I'm going to play the E string, which is the fat string. I'm not going to use any fret. I'm just going to play it. As you can see, my hand is free. I'm not. So now I'm going to do a tremolo, and it sounds like this. So that is called a tremolo. Remember, the trick here is not to have your pick straight. Actually bend it downwards, and then play the desired strings. This is called tremolo. This is the end of part 2 of how to play guitar. Next we'll have to learn how to do chords, and you will see that some chords are pretty tricky. And I left the chords for the third part because it is really that difficult that some chords can get really tricky, and I wanted to have a separate part on doing that. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you at the next part number 3.